Hey everybody, this is Tanisha. So, I just got a question for all of you parents out there. Now, as you know from my previous video, I have 3 sons, and I'm just really fucking puzzled because I'm you know, um, as I let you know in my other videos, I was a single mom and I sacrificed a lot for my 3 boys. I didn't party, I didn't use drugs, didn't drink hardly. Um, I worked hard. I let my boys know, you know, I showed them what it's like to work hard. You know, to get anything in life, you gotta work hard, you gotta educate yourself. And to see how, or just to see the choices that my older 2 children are making in their life, it's as a parent, it's so freaking disappointing. And it's I see what some of my other friend children are doing, and they didn't do half the stuff I did with my children. They was partying and didn't, you know, wasn't spending time with their kids, wasn't at home with their kids, leaving their kids here, there, and everywhere. And I didn't do none of those things with my boys. And yet, my children are making horrible choices. Now, some people say, well, it's the time and the era we live in. Of course, the time and era being that, kids are, well, in this generation, kids have more access to a lot of different type of drugs. Like the Kush or Loud or the Ecstasy, Molly. They pop prescription pills like Xanax. You even have some teens doing heroin, meth, coke. It's crazy. I'm talking about crazy. The things that I have seen, even working in an emergency room, it hurts my heart. It's mind blowing to see young children. I'm talking about from ages 12 to 18, minors. It's devastating to me. Absolutely devastating to me. And to see this, it's no words, no freaking words to express it. And to see this in the workplace, and then to have some of these issues come into your home, it's on a whole nother level. Me personally, I've had to deal with one of my children tried to take their life. And as a parent, that is the most hardest thing you ever can witness in your life. I mean, you don't have, it's no words. No words can express the pain you feel to watch your child hurt in that kind of way. It's like, it's a pain words can't begin to describe. Because as a parent, it's nothing you can do to control their mental state of mind. You have no control over their thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It's like you just feel so helpless. Like, it's nothing you can do. All you can do is be strong. Be strong for your child. Get them the help that they need. And it's extremely hard being in an African American community because people don't believe that depression is real. It is real, people. It is real. I've witnessed it firsthand. It is real. It is something that can rip a family apart. Like, it is something that's unimaginable. Like, you have no idea the level of hurt and pain that you have to go through when going through this type of process. Like, you think so many different things. Like, as a mother, I thought, like, did I do something wrong? Is it something I said or something I done? Wasn't I not paying attention when he wanted to talk? Or was I not available? Or was I at work when he needed me? You know? Then, come to find out, it was none of these things. It had nothing to do with me. Nothing at all to do with me. And then to not only go through this once, but the same kid taking their life, tried to take their life 3 times in 3 different ways. Once he cut his wrist. Once he took pills. And another time, he tried to overdose again. So it's like, you just never know. And then in the midst of all of this, initially, to find out that this all had to do with his father lying to him, promising he was going to show up, never showed, promising he was going to call on certain days, never did. Non-custodial parents, you need to understand that your time is very important to your child. It doesn't matter what you and that other parent go through. The kid should not have to suffer because of 2 adults. It's one thing about me. I do not believe in bashing the other parent under no circumstances. I don't care how I feel about that individual. At the end of the day, that is that child's mother or that is that child's father. In my case, that was my son's father. So regardless of however I might have felt about him, at the end of the day, that is his dad. And my son loved his dad. So regardless of how I may feel, my son loved his dad. So I can't put my adult issues off on my son. It's not my job to make my son have negative thoughts about his dad. And I've always told his dad, whatever thoughts your son have about you are going to be the ones that you make him have from your lack of what you do or don't do. But to just disregard your child and not be there or make your child suffer, that is not okay. Because the damage that you do cannot go undone. The hurt and pain that you cause, you can't take it back. And if a kid wants your time don't cost anything. Your time is free. I don't know how many hours of therapy, counseling, sleepless nights, emergency room visits, in-home therapy that I've had with my son. I even had to get therapy for myself because I had to be strong for my son, but who was being there for me? And I still had 2 other children to raise. And I still had a job to go to. And yet I had to be the glue to hold it all together when I so badly wanted to break. But I knew that I couldn't break because my son needed his mother. Because he damn sure didn't have his father. He needed me. He needed me more than he needed me at any other time in his life. I've been through a lot in my life, but this by far was the hardest thing I had ever experienced and had ever had to do to date. And I don't wish this on my worst enemy. I don't wish this on no parent to ever have to endure a child that's suicidal, a child with depression, because it is the worst thing you can ever experience in your life. Trust me. It is by far the worst. You don't ever want to have to experience that. Trust me, you don't. Because it's not pretty, no parts of it. Don't nobody understand. Family, friends, sometimes you have to shut people out. Like me personally, I have to shut everybody out. Especially in the African American community, people don't understand. People don't understand depression, medication. But by me working in healthcare, I knew what was best for my son. So I had to shut my family out. I didn't need people 2 cents telling me what I should and shouldn't do for my son, because they didn't see my son up for 72 hours with no sleep. They didn't see my son hurting in pain. They didn't see my son in agony. I did. So as his mother, I had to make the best decision for him. So if putting him on medication is what I had to do, that's what I did. If taking him to a psychiatrist is what I had to do, that's what I did. If him being admitted to a hospital is what needed to be done, that's what was done. Whatever I had to do to get my son the help that he needed, that's what I did. And I wouldn't change a damn thing. Because right now, today, he's living and breathing, thanks to God and me having the knowledge and the wisdom to do what was best for my child. So if this can help anybody, any parent who's going through it, or know a parent who is going through it, sometimes that parent just need a listening ear. They don't need your opinions or your 2 cents. Just be there for them. Just listen to them. They might need somebody to talk to. Trust me, it's a hard, hard thing to go through, especially alone. So if you can be there for somebody, please be there for them. Because trust me, you wouldn't want to be alone going through something like that. It is too hard, too difficult. I will list the description to suicide prevention and the National Suicide Crisis number below, in the links below. But if there's anybody out there who's thinking about taking their life or knows someone who is, please tell them to call and get help. If you can't call the 1-800 number, go to your local emergency room, call a friend, family member. But it's always help out there. Never feel like you're alone, because you're not.